What is an EmSAT? How to prepare for it? Who can appear for this test? Why this test is so important? These are the questions comes in the parents and the students from the UAE when a school inform about the test preparation. Hi, my name is Shrikant Rathod and I am an EmSAT instructor. EmSAT stands for Emirates Standardized Test. This is a computer-based entrance test for universities or college admissions in the UAE. The purpose of test is to assess the students' skills and the knowledge in the area of interest for their higher studies in the targeted subjects. These online tests focusing only on the basics and the fundamentals what students needs to know before entering to the university's exams. So the best part of this test is they doesn't assess you or they doesn't tell you whether you passed it or failed it. They gonna assess you on a particular skills whether you are eligible for that particular subject what you gonna take in the universities, right? So instead of assessing you in terms of the pass or fail, they're gonna provide you a certain range of scores, so from approximately 500 to 2000 in that category where you belongs to, and accordingly based on the score what you got, they have their certain the criteria of specifying whether you are poor in that particular subject, good, excellent, very good. These are the categories that has been specified, and this changes to subject to subject. EmSAT test score is valid for 18 months from the date you appear for the exam. To achieve a very good score, it's better to start your preparation in the mid of 11th grade, or I can say at the beginning of the 12th. Today, I'm gonna share a 5 best ways that how every students can prepare for the EmSAT by yourself. The first thing what we need to do here is decide which subject or subjects you would like to appear for the test. As per the Ministry of Education UAE, the students who are studying MOE curriculum, they have to take a 4 mandatory tests, that is Arabic, English, maths and physics. Unless and until you appear for this test, so you won't gonna issue your grade 12 certificates. So these are the mandatory. But if you are planning to go into some particular field like in the medicine or engineering, you can also take the other subjects like chemistry, biology and the computer science based on your targeted universities. The second method, what you need to do after selecting your subject is analyze in detail about the subjects or a subject you choose. It's very important. After deciding whatever the subjects you are planning to take, go in detail about that subject, identify the test pattern, identify the syllabus, identify the structure, look at to the data sheet, appendix which has been provided into the this everything will be provided you on the website. So analyze in detail about what are the things you need to prepare, and based on that try to gather or try to collect all the resources or the material required for this kind of preparation. As we say that EmSAT is an basic and the fundamental test which assesses your skill and the knowledge based on the whatever the program you're gonna select. So they just want you to make sure that are you able or eligible for appearing for that particular course or the particular program in the university. So it's very important to make your basics stronger. The third tip here is start preparing for the test at least a month or two prior to exam. In fact, many students come to me and say that if they have exams next day or next week, they come up and says that I would like to study for EmSAT math, EmSAT physics, EmSAT English and so on. And they also demands for the I would like to get a higher grade. But believe me, this is not possible. So developing the skills and the knowledge is just not for studying for 2 or 3 days. It's basically a continuous effort of you are putting since a month or two. So if you are aiming for very good score, so my suggestion is start preparing at least a month or two prior to the exams. So in that case, what happens? So if you are started early, so you will be having sufficient time to understand and brush up your skills and the concepts what you have already studied in your school. So, and you will be also having some time to do the practice, the practice papers and all. So the suggestion is start at least 1 or 2 months prior to the test if you are achieving for the very good score. And another point, while studying for the first time, it's important to make a notes, a summaries of the topic what you are studying that really gonna help you at the end point revision. That is at this, it's basically the summary. Like let's take today you have an exam and you won't be able to revise the entire material or the entire book what you have already studied. So if you make a notes or the summary at the end moment, you can just glance like a formula sheet or some other related. So you can glance at the end so that that really gonna help you to brush up your concepts what you already studied. So instead of rather than going whole and getting panic. The fourth tip here is start solving past or sample papers. To achieve a very good score in any competitive exams, it's also important to understand the paper's pattern. So how many questions are there, and questions are based on which are the topics, which are the main topics which I can focus to get a very good score. This is all you can understand better by referring to the past papers or the sample papers. But as per the MOE, that is Ministry of Education, so they haven't mentioned the lot of sample papers. You'll be find hardly one or two. But my suggestion is by referring to the topics, you can practice any related material to get the knowledge and to improve your skills. It's not necessary that you have to find the exact paper from the past, and that then only you'll be doing. No, whatever the topics they have included, try to find resources or the past papers or the questions relating with that and keep solving. That's also really gonna help you to understand the concept, understand the deeper and the thorough of the concepts. Fifth strategy here is revise the concepts, solve the past paper with timings. Yes, it's important. As many competitive exams are time based, and it's very important to complete all the tests in the specified time limit. If you are able to solve the questions in the given time, then only you may able to achieve a very good score. So before entering into the test, while directly doing into the test, so it's important to take the sample papers, time yourself and do this practice. At the beginning you feel it is a challenging, but after few practice you will able to solve a questions in a specified time limit. As every competitive exams follows the questions like easy, medium and hard. I can't say hard, a tricky, right, which requires the more deeper knowledge of the subjects. So decide how many questions needs to be solved, or let's say decide each. Let's take example, if I'm talking about the math, so math will be having total 60 questions and you'll be allocated a time of 120 minutes, that's 2 hours. So I can approximately say one questions can be solved for in every 2 minutes. It's not necessary that you have to take a complete 2 minutes to solve that question. So start up with the beginning, because as I told, the initial questions are very simple and straightforward. You can try to solve as quick as the questions which you already know, so that you can save that time and you can utilize that time to the questions which you are feeling quite challenging or a tricky type to recall or to apply your concepts, and whether it takes a longer time, right? The best thing here is it's an EmSAT is an multiple choice and the multiple select filling the blanks type of questions. They're not gonna check in what way you solve the question. They are only focusing on what you have selected from the available options. So it is not necessary to follow what the rules or the long methods what we learned in the schools. You can find some shortcuts or the strategies required to solve these kind of questions as quick as you can, so that really gonna help you to complete the test on time and makes you to get a better score. Alright guys, all the best for your exam and do well. Wish you good luck.